welcome to another episode of The Walk. My name's Gareth, I'm joined by my mate Phil and my mate Steve, and we are in the Derbyshire village of Wirksworth. Now, apart from Wirksworth, think of something else that begins with W. Right, don't tell me. Are you thinking woolly rhinoceros? No, it was a long shot, wasn't it? Well, in 1822, a gang of local miners, desperately searching for lead, stumbled in to a cavern beneath Wirksworth. And in their cavern, they found exactly that, the remains of a 17,000-year-old woolly rhinoceros. Still probably look younger than me. Okay, so before we get started, usual drill, here's Wirksworth on Google Maps. What we're going to do is we're going to head up to the west, a bit of clambering, and there we're going to find Dream Mine, which was the location of that rhinoceros. Okay, so we've got modern housing, but that ain't modern. We're already going into old school territory. Now, that suspiciously looks either like a farm building or potentially a lead mine building. What are you thinking, Phil?
I'm saying farm.
Well, that's killed it.
Sorry, could be, but anyway, this area did have some small mine shafts that operated for a small amount, and one was called Jackson's Mine, which is somewhere bang on where we are, and one called Blobber.
Blobber?
Blobber Mine, yeah, I don't know what's going off there, and there was another one further down, but it's just representing this area is full of shafts all over the places we're going to see as we keep going up.
So in this area of Derbyshire, they were lead mining basically all the way back into Roman times, all the way up into around about the early to mid 1800s. At that point it started to drop off, mainly because of foreign imports. Usual story today, to be honest. Now, for that reason, a lot of the local miners were desperately trying to find lead seams. So what they were doing is basically sinking shafts as often as they could in as many places as they could. So if you just look at this drone footage now, this was taken on Bonsall Moor, that was taken by myself and Phil on a walk we did before. Now you can see all those holes, they're all different shafts. It's mad, it's literally like a scattergun. Well, this area was very much like that. So the guys are just stomping up. That's the way we're going to go. We're going to go through that gate. Lots of mysteries surrounding lead mines. There's also a mystery here. How on earth has someone got that car there? That's mad. So we're climbing up. It's actually, I thought my fitness was better than this. But there's the village of Wirksworth down in the valley. It doesn't even look that steep when I'm looking at it on camera, but it really is, trust me. We clamber through here. And we should, in theory, start to see something called rakes, which are basically lines of lead workings. Kind of looks a bit like that, to be fair. Seems it's not just humans that are mining down here. Look.
Sorry.
So as you can see from the drone footage, because it's quite interesting walking up and having a look at it, but when you see it from above, you can really see just how many of these shafts there would have been. Going 100, sometimes even 200 feet down, some of them, to wherever that seam of lead was. And that one's been capped. But these, oh, I stood on one. That would have been one. That would have been one. They're everywhere. So as I was saying earlier about them basically being, you know, desperate in terms of just dropping shafts and test shafts and digs everywhere, this is more of an example of that, isn't it? Okay, still out of breath. So we're going to get to the top of the hill, and hopefully then that's the mine, the Dream Mine, the rhinoceros mine that we're looking for. I mean, granted, once you've seen one hole, you've seen them all, but just tons of them. And yeah, look, oh, mate, look at that view as well. That house down there is mad. It's being built. Looks like a Hugh Hefner job. I like the coats off now. Baking, serious stomp. Just looking in the next field, see a load of sheep in there. But if you look at that field as well, you can see that's full of lead workings. So this whole area, all the way over there as well, can you see in the distance? All lead workings. that is insane, that one. You're right, Phil. This one is even... Cheers, mate. This is even more mine than the last one.
If we were up at some silly hour in the morning, we'd be called the Pillocks on the Hillocks.
The Pillocks on the Hillocks.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Carsington Water you can see down there,
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it? Ah, yeah, I've got my bearings now. What are you saying there, Phil?
Well, I'm just saying, we walk along here now and it's a few hills, but Jesus, in olden days, this would have been rammed with people working. You just couldn't imagine it, could you? Look at it now, it's just tranquil, it's peaceful, it's nice walk. We don't know what they were doing, working in them terrible conditions.
Oh, mate, it would have been brutal. Underground. I don't think the mortality rate was particularly great, was it?
No, it wasn't, no.
So there you go, there's another shaft there.
So the exposure to lead.
Oh yeah, that. Because back in those days, they wouldn't have necessarily realised that they were being poisoned every time they were going to work. Oh, mate, the wind. We're in. I've got a torch here.
Yeah, yours not as high. These are serious burning.
Oh, is it?
No,
Is mine not good enough?
No, that is good. I thought you were going to bring that little, and your nipper let you bring out once.
Oh, what?
That frog thing that could only just read a book in front of your eye.
No, this one's alright. He says, I can't actually see out. I kind of don't want to lean over it, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm an idiot.
Oh, we'll get some light lined up. You want to get your camera in that?
Yeah, right.
Alright, so I'm going to do...
I'm actually putting my weight on that now. That's bonkers.
Yeah, that's got you and that, Steve. You've got your own way, Steve? Another one?
Yeah.
Let's get some double whammy because it'll light up.
Oh, mate, that is deep.
Yeah, let's get this little one. All man-made, amazing.
Here you go, Steve. Drum roll.
Hold on, I'm just taking a precaution on this.
Oh, yeah, good idea. Alright, go on then.
Alright, I'm putting mine right down, Steve, and if you do, Gareth can...
Oh, mate!
Look at that. Wow,
that is mad.
I thought it'd be really nice and round up in amber. It's not, it's a bit squiffy as you go down, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we're picking holes in it, aren't we? Wow, that's incredible. Okay, so we've located Dream Mine or Dream Cavern. Now, you'll notice we're not, helmeted and mining geared up like we normally are when we go down lead mines. We're not actually going down all the way into it. We're literally just going to come into the cavernous section at the beginning. So there we go. Now, as I understand it, Phil, this basically all collapsed in when they were mining here. So actually it's not necessarily underground's natural obviously, but this would have been part of the field. Yeah. And as they were building a shaft down, like the many others...
But this would have been a natural cavern, but when they realised what they found when they were digging, they decided to, utilise the fact that this has already been dug for them. They started to, put some adits in further down. You'll see them when they get down into the bottom.
Right, I've clambered down where Steve's coming down now. Obviously I didn't film that because I had my camera in my bag. So here's the enormous cavern, look. But what have you spotted here, Phil?
So there's two adits, look, upper and a lower. And I would say that goes on, they've drove that in, look. I think they'd have bought stuff out of there.
So that's a lead, and you're saying this one's a lead probably at the top, yeah?
Yeah,
that looks like a slit of almost, you can almost see lead there.
It's a tricky one, that is.
It looks like it to me. What about you? What do you think, Steve? Does that look like a slit of lead?
I'm not a mineralogist, but it looks like it's definitely a seam, a tiny seam.
Yeah.
They've chipped it out, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, mineralogist is pretty good use of language there, Phil.
Yes, mate, I know all the complicated words.
Okay, so we're going to clamber down now, just into this little cavern bit. Like I said earlier, it's not, going into a lead mine deep underground like we normally do. It's just this cavern. So let's try and light this up. Steve says you've got the death ray, Phil.
Yep.
So here we go. Let's not stack it.
Yeah, just keep going downhill.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's better.
It must have been mad. So 1822. You're a load of lads. You come down here. You crack through a lead seam, and you end up in a cavern in here. And what you find is the remains of a woolly rhinoceros and a bunch of other animal remains as well. That must have been unreal.
So there's a seam there, look.
Right, let's have a look. Whoa, hang on. Oh yeah.
Does that keep going? Breathe-in job.
A serious breathe-in job, yeah.
I ain't breathing that for him.
But you can see some, look, the glistening of some kind of minerals and, crystallisation there as well. Amazing. I've got crystallisation in there, Phil.
That's a good one.
Right, let me have a look. One sec. Let me turn around. Let me point it. There's something going off. Yeah, there's something going off around that corner there as well to the left. You're braver than me. What are you saying?
Breathe in.
Yeah, not happening then.
It it might be worth seeing, but it's not for the faint-hearted. But there's definitely none here, so kind of runs out of steam on this side unless they've. But you know, these little miners in them days, they were just going through ridiculous spots to try and find the money, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, desperation makes you do all sorts.
Seeing bubbles.
Yeah. Oh, mate, you can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. Well, we should start a business. Right, Phil, you and Steve are using the word stemple, and I've never heard that word before. What's it mean?
Well, Steve rightly pointed out, sometimes they call them a singing beam, Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The thing that's we're not joining the two, but
No, it's what they do to, it's not to hold it in place. A lot of people think that that's what's holding the miner, but that's nonsense. They put there to see if they break or snap, because then you know that there's been some kind of movement. It'll warn the miners, won't it, that there's been shift.
and get the hell out of Dodge.
And not necessarily to get out straight away, but they can judge probably the movement factor. You know, is it going to be moving 1 millimetre every year, or you know, they can work it out. So yeah, a stemple.
Stemple.
Good word, isn't it? I quite like that.
Mate, we've got some good words today. Right, so I've been saying 17,000 year old remains. Where have I plucked that number from? Well, I don't know for sure, but what I did is I had a search, and it said that basically the woolly rhinoceros was extinct
You in a minute.
in Europe between 14,000 and 17,000 years ago. So the fact that it's here, obviously in Europe, tells me that that's a pretty decent guess of a date. Now you may have heard some chatter in the background as I was talking then. Phil is going down by the look of it.
Well,
I'm not sure,
Phil's
mate, to be honest.
contemplating if I'm going to get out if I go down.
Yeah,
And it looks like it swings to the right.
that's quite an important bit though, the getting out bit, Phil.
I know.
Now we've got to get out. What we're going to do, once we get out, if we get out, is we're going to go and have a look at some more adits and some more mines that are just around the corner from here. I think one's called Foxholes, did you say, Phil?
Yeah, Foxhole cave adits. There's quite a few of them, because Foxholes was another mine just on the bottom of the hillock down here, and there's a lot of shafts and adits still there, yeah.
Got you. So because we're here, we've done the woolly rhino. I don't know what my voice is doing. We've done the woolly rhino, so now let's do Foxholes. Worst case scenario, crack me head open, get 250 quid off Jeremy Beadle, innit?
Yeah, and take me as you go down.
Take you with me. Okay. Oh, this is all right. Nice one, Steve. Look at this, mate. Organised, isn't it? Now I've got to do this bit. Right. So that's Dream Cavern, or Dream Mine. We're going to have a little walk round now to this Foxholes cavern and see what we can find there. Now I was talking about that 17,000 year old woolly rhinoceros that was found in there. Now, the remains of that, I'm not sure if they still are, but they were in Oxford. They were taken off to a museum in Oxford and put on display. So, clearly quite a significant find. But it depends where you read, because I also read that they'd been relocated back here to Wirksworth. I'm not entirely sure where though. So that inconspicuous looking tree with a fence around it, that's where we've just been down. That's the Dream Cavern. And as I said earlier, from the drone footage you can see, I mean, hopefully it's done it justice in terms of the amount of, because it just kind of looks bobbly, doesn't it? But it's not. Each one of them is a way into the ground, deep into the ground. It's mad. Usual drill, I'll film myself in case I stack it, because I want to be consistent. Oh, I went to film you thinking, are you going to fall? And then I rolled an ankle. It serves me right, that. That's karma. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's a funny noise.
Or a velociraptor. It's one or the other, isn't it? Right, mate, if we can find a woolly rhino. So here's one. So these are all obviously shafts down into the ground.
Or they could be waste spoiling, so they've thrown something out and it's grassed over them.
True.
It's hard to say, you know, this is a little bit irregular, but there is shafts all over the place.
Or maybe to throw a third one in there, collapses.
Yeah, or they just, yeah. There's one there, like I see.
He dismissed that, didn't he? So here we go. So that's definitely a way in.
So this is obviously a lead-rich hillock.
You keep saying hillock. What did you describe us three as?
The hillocks on the hillocks.
The hillocks on the hillocks. I think many people watching this will concur. Here we go.
Yeah, that's not one for me.
Nah. I ain't fitting in there. I've got a...
Yeah, but remember a lot of leaves and soil and stuff.
Oh yeah, totally.
You'd have probably walked in this in olden days.
That's mad to think. There's light at the bottom, which makes me think, and it's not the torch, there is light coming at the bottom, which makes me think there's obviously a way in, maybe the other side that joins up with that then. So Phil says there's bigger ones around the other side. I definitely saw natural light coming in the bottom of that, Phil, so I reckon maybe they connect.
Yeah, they must be.
Now in terms of the name, what was the one? Blobby?
Well, no, Mr. Blobby mine, with that one down where we started off. This was Foxholes. Nowadays they call it Foxhole Cave Addicts, but there was a mine here called Foxholes.
Right. So were they named after, well, I suppose places?
Well, Foxholes, I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, and sometimes surnames, weren't they, of people that...
Possibly.
But there was also Good Luck Mine, we went down there before, which is quite an interesting one. Jugholes.
A tin mine in Cornwall called Foxholes, so maybe it's something to do with that.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, here we go. Yeah, because sometimes they would actually nick names. So I know that there was, I think it was a diamond mine in India that was very famous. That actually that mine...
Galaconda, is it? Or
yeah, something like that.
Up near Arbor Rocks.
Yeah, they named it after the one in India, didn't they? So
right,
maybe this Foxholes is named after a more significant mine elsewhere. Oh, mate, there's loads going off here, isn't there? Like you said earlier, Phil, this would have been, like, mad. Hundreds, at least hundreds of men, I'd say.
It wouldn't have been as picturesque as this, that's for sure. It'd have been a Dumpsville, wouldn't it?
It would, to be fair. Oh, here we go. Here's...
That's horrible, I'm not doing that.
No.
Get Jeffrey out.
There's more going off. Oh, mate, that one goes quite a way in, that one.
Where's your Jeffrey?
There's another one.
Climb out.
Oh, no. See, I reckon these would have been, but they've been filled in. There's one there as well, almost certainly. Hang on. I've just wandered off and left them. Right. Oh, boys, here's a... okay, I thought that carried on. I got a little bit too excited then. Oh, no, mate, this goes right in. Look up there as well. Yes, mate. I tend to try and find like little stones and rocks and crystals and stuff. You know, if I go deep underground in these lead mines for my little one, because she loves them. Not sure she'll go for like, you know, tin of anchovies. I thought there'd be another one, but there isn't. So the guys are still looking around, a couple of them there. You can see, look at these shafts. I know what I said earlier, like once you've seen one hole, you've seen them all, but the number of them is mad, because look, all the way over that fence as well, down by those trees, there's a ton of them. And what you actually had with these is pretty much each one, or at least a series of ones, were independent enterprises. So they weren't like, it wasn't like a major corporation that was running a big mining, you know, operation. It was often one man and his son that would basically run it, and they might maybe employ a couple of other people, and that was about it. Right, that's us then. Nice one, Steve.
Yep, no worries.
I enjoyed that, mate. Nice one, Phil. Skills with a rope. Without that, we'd have been we'd still be in the hole, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Before we say goodbye, I went to do the closing then. I peaked too soon. There's another one. That's the last one then of these adits. Let's have a look how far that goes in. A long, long way, mate, I reckon.
Looks like it's collapsed and it's had it.
Yeah. It's a crawl on your belly job as well.
Yeah, snake job, innit?
Yeah. Mate. Go back a couple 100 years. Unreal. Okay, so that genuinely is the end. Nice one, lads.
Yeah, nice one.
No worries.
Enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed that. Nearly fell over again. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.